Sir, do you know why I pulled you over?
Speeding?
No, it's because your intro sucks. Please step out onto the curbside.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Curbside Podcast, the podcast where we talk about cars and everything to do with cars. My name is Jeff. I drive a 2004 Honda S2K and a 2021 Subaru Outback, and I'm your Taiwanese American, Southern California.
I drive a 2005. My name's Parth. I drive a 2005 to like 2016 172S Cessna. Because let's be honest, I think I'm putting more miles on that bitch than I am any other form of transportation on the ground. On the ground! On the ground. Bro, holy fuck. I drive an M3. Pardon me for any kind of outbursts or whatever. I'm fucking tired. I've been up since 4:30 this morning and been to Fresno and back.
And right now it is 8:54 p.m., so he's been up for way more than he should. Last episode was the one where I was tired. Well, not the last episode, but the last episode. Mm-hmm. Now it's Parth's turn to be tired.
Now it's my turn to be tired. Usually when I get tired, I get delirious and I say shit. So it could be entertaining.
So, this show could go one or two ways. Either Parth was going to pass out somewhere along the show, yeah, in the middle of the episode, or we get great sound bites.
Mm-hmm. Sound bites, yes, sir.
So anyway, last week we put out an episode for that we recorded back in January.
I listened to it,
yeah,
and I thought we put it out as a filler because we were not able to record last week. It was fitting. It was fitting.
A lot of the stuff, especially during the first half of the show, really was, I don't know, very timely. Because we talked about how Andrew at that time was thinking about getting either a Crosstrek or a Tesla. And we were talking about how that would become a 2 or 3 day process. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, Andrew's not here to talk about it himself because he's busy with work and stuff. But he's got his Tesla now. So the last episode we were talking with Andrew. We were saying how he had just ordered it. The time he would be actually getting the car was originally back in November, right? So the Evo he was planning to sell, he posted it. He's waiting maybe like a couple weeks or a couple months for that to sell, and then many months later he'd get his Tesla Model Y long range. Well,
that was like a month ago.
A couple developments during this time. Our boy Prob decided to talk to Andrew and ended up. Well, Andrew messaged him. He's Parth's friend with the Model Y Performance.
Used to have the Subi.
He used to have the Subaru. Now has the Model Y Performance. Talked Andrew out of getting the Model Y long range and getting a Model Y Performance. So we got a text in the middle of the day where, like, guys, I'm upgrading to a Performance.
Your boy Prob convinced me to get the Performance. I was like, and it was like, I was at work, so Andrew texted me. He's like, yo, what's Prob's like DM'd? What's his Instagram? Or like, can you shoot me his number? I'm gonna talk to him about the Performance. And I didn't see that. And then it was like, never mind, I found his IG. And then went to, looks like I'm ordering the Performance. Your boy Prob convinced me to get the Performance. And I saw all of that later. I'm like, what happened?
And then we get a text right after Andrew's text from Prob, who said just said with a screen cap of the conversation, "Easy." We're like, good job, Prob. You did good.
Well, to build on top of that, Andrew, like you said, Jeff was talking about November and the time frame for selling the Evo. He started getting offers like the next day.
Yeah, next
serious
day.
Buyer. That I think he talked about it on the last time he was on. Serious buyer. That didn't work out. Found another serious buyer. like, I think probably, 2 weeks after he listed it?
I think so. Just 2 weeks.
3 weeks, something like that. 2-3 weeks after he listed it, confirmed buyer, money in hand. He was putting it on a truck. It was going to Florida.
Yeah.
And then we were like, all right, well, the Tesla then. Well, because he went to a performance, it got decreased.
Yeah, because he went to... so the more expensive ones, Tesla will actually push out quicker than the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
And he originally got his delivery date. I think it was in like August, or July or August, right? He was saying like, "Oh, I'm getting it end of July, early August, maybe at this point because it's a performance." And then we just keep getting in our group chat a series of texts that just like it's getting closer and closer. So this was back June 20th. It's currently June 30th, so like 10 days ago. Right? Just 10 days ago. Andrew gets a text from some guy at Tesla asking, "Hey, do you want us to, do you want to trade in your car and put it as a down payment towards the car?" Well, the car was already sold, but Andrew sent a text with that screenshot and was like, "This is getting too this is getting too real. I'm gonna hit him with the, it was just a prank, bro." And Parth is just like, "It's already around the corner, dude. You better get ready." And Andrew was like, "I was just playing, Elon. Please cancel." And so it come this week.
Wait, but back to that one.
Yeah.
That series of texts, I think he had said last weekend of June.
Yeah.
During that conversation.
Yeah.
So
and
it was
then
like, it got all the way back up to last weekend of June.
Yeah. And now it was like, I think it was Monday or something. It's like, "Hey, Tesla might be coming this week. Parth, are you down to come, like, maybe this weekend?" Like, Parth was like, "Yeah, maybe."
He said this weekend. Yeah, that's right.
And then afterwards, Tuesday, we get the text like, "It's going to be like Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to push it to Thursday probably." Wednesday comes. Andrew's like, "All right, getting the car today. They got me." Come through right now.
he goes, this was the same day, because at the beginning of the day, he goes, "Dude, it's like ready to go, but I'm gonna push it to Thursday. Like, I'm not ready. I have my BRC. Who's gonna drive my car back? Blah blah blah." And we're like, "Yo, dude, like, I might be able to help you out if you want to do it like Thursday, but that's also a baby." He goes, No, I'm pushing it to Thursday. Don't worry about it. I got it all figured out for Thursday." Come back later. "Yo, car coming in 8 p.m. tonight. Parth come through." I was like, whoa, hold on. What happened to Thursday? No, Thursday. He's like, "I'm still at home." Motherfucker, I'm assuming, was at work in Fremont.
Yeah.
Went home. Some shit happened. 8 p.m. delivery. Looks like I'm going back to Fremont.
No, that
From
I think
South
that's what
San
happened.
Francisco.
He went from Fremont to South San Francisco, got his girlfriend to drive him back to Fremont so he could pick up the car. Oh man. I mean, it was hilarious, that entire just endeavor. We said it would be like a 3-day process. Close enough.
Yeah. I mean, for Teslas especially, that are supposed to come out like months and months later, that's as close to a 3-day process you can get with a brand new Tesla. Like, it was so fast. It happened. The timing was fantastic of the last episode, where it's like, a text goes out of the group chat, "Do it," and then like 3 days later, the guy has it. Like, not even 3 days.
Yeah, dude, and he's very happy with it. He commuted to work in it this morning. Well, he's reported it was a fantastic commute, very comfortable. He set the AC and heated seats before he got into the car.
What a loser,
Very
dude.
nice, dude.
Imagine actually liking cars and then just cutting your balls off. That's what he did last night. That's basically
Hey, dude,
what he did.
but it's a performance. It's
fast, it's a performance. Yeah,
It's
you know,
fast,
I know what he sent us a video on the group chat. He was like, of a whole like 360 of the car. Probably was looking for panel gaps. Let's be honest, it's a Tesla in the factory. So
wow, I'm throwing the shade again, dude.
Probably wanted a second and third opinion by sending us a video in case we saw a panel gap or something like that, right? I mean, he's lucky that his windshield wiper fluid things were connected. The lines for it. He's lucky that those were connected.
Are they
that
usually
happened
not?
That happened on Prub's Tesla.
They just like shoot these two, like it just shoots the fluid out of the reservoir into the car.
He went and pulled the thing for the water to come up on the screen when he went and took delivery. I don't know what this man thought of to actually check that also for his delivery, and nothing came out. And they found out that the lines that were supposed to connect to it weren't connected. Like that's what they do out here. So
my friend's parents got a Model 3, and just part of I think it's either the bumper or the rear trunk or something was just like sticking out, like just wasn't even fitted onto the car at that point. And he's like, "Come back, fix this, because like the car's not finished. it's not done yet."
Anyway, but he said, it's like, okay, it's a performance. It doesn't even say performance. It just put what did he say? A little red line underneath dual motor?
There's a badge that says dual motor, and they put a red underline. I mean, nice and subtle, dude.
He paid $5,000 for a red line, bro. That's what he did. Should have caught him with the long range. What'd you get? What?
Did you try again?
No, Siri's pissed. After talking shit about his Tesla. But shut the fuck up. My home part is going to blow up. Fuck you, Elon. Don't shoot me. Please, you're just going to see a hair like a... And then I'm just going to plop over like that.
Parth?
Yeah. You better publish the episode if that does happen. I got a story for you, Jeff. Fresh out of Fresno. Hot off the press.
Yeah.
Straight from the motherland, that is... Fresno.
Okay.
Well, the reason why I woke up at 4:30 today was one of my students had his check ride. And I woke up at 4:30, left the house, weather, shit, delays, fucking shoot me. Anyway, got to Fresno. The student did his check ride. He did good. He passed, right? We're sitting there. My student's sitting there. John, who's the DP, he's sitting there. And I'm just kind of like standing there. So I'm standing over like this like glass counter kind of thing he has, right? It's at the airport, obviously. So his hangar is off to what is my left, right?
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like sitting there, and I'm like, I was looking to the left, and I guess for some reason, I don't know if I noticed this before or not, but for today, for some reason, I think his hangar door was open for whatever reason, right? The door to his hangar. So I'm looking over there, and I'm like, oh shit, I see like 3 helicopter rotors. So it's like 3 helicopters there, right? Like 3 helicopter tails. I'm like, oh shit, okay. I'm like, what the fuck is that orange car, right? I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is like an orange, like, that looks like JDM. I was like, what the fuck is that? And then I looked at the orange car, then I looked a little bit in front of it, and I'm like, wait, that looks like some sort of performance car too. I'm like, what is that? I'm like, and it's low. I was like, yo, this is real low. What the fuck is that, right?
Yeah.
So I look over to John and I say, hey John, if you don't mind me asking, what are the cars that you have in your hangar right there? He goes, oh, those are Ford GTs. And I say, GTs? So, and my student, he's into cars too, right? So he just looks at me like, yo, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up! You dumb bitch! Like, fuck! Hey Siri! Shut the fuck up!
There's nothing to stop here.
Fucking bitch! Elon, you're a whore, okay? You're taking over Apple devices now? So you can listen in while I'm talking about real cars? Anyway.
When the robot uprising comes, Siri's gonna remember that, and then...
You know what robots can't stand? Water. I would just have a lot of water with me. Electronics don't do as good with water. Throw them all in the Pacific
iPhones
Ocean.
are waterproof, dude.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, let's throw yours in the Pacific Ocean.
It'll probably work, let's just get lost.
It ain't gonna work if it's 5,000 feet under. Anyway, so look over, I'm like, see the two, I'm like, yo, what is that? And he said... 4 GTs. He said GTs. Right?
Hold on. What
Listen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so he's an examiner. So he's an examiner. The guys that you get the certificate from, your license.
So it sounds like examiners make a lot of money.
No. So you got to listen to the whole story.
Oh, okay.
So he's there 4 GTs, and I'm like, what? And my students looking at me like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, what? And I'm like, okay, so 4 GTs, fine, yeah, you know, John, he's the type of guy maybe to have 2 of the older 4 GTs. I mean, they're shit expensive still. I can see those parked in his hangar, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, can I go take a look? And he goes, yeah, of course, go through. So I walk into his hangar, and I'm like, those are 2 brand new 4 GTs. 2 new 4 GTs. I was like, what the fuck? One was covered, and one wasn't. and one was like a black, and I was just like, yo, what the fuck? I was just standing there. I was like, I'm in Fresno at an airport, and I wasn't expecting to see this today. And don't mind the expensive twin turbine powered aircraft that was sitting there, or the 3 helicopters that were sitting there. Oh, by the way, Andrew, you might appreciate this if there's still some bit of car person left in you. I turn around and it was an Evo 9, sorry. What? With a full HKS exhaust and everything. It was rice, bro. It was like Japanese, like it was actual JDM. Like the shit you would see in the streets of Tokyo type shit.
Wait, so
I was just like, what is happening here in Fresno right now? Why are there 2 brand new Ford GTs and a JDM as fucking Evo 9? And why is the guy that owns this hangar don't look like the guy that's supposed to be owning these kind of shit? I was like, what? So me and my student were just standing there like, what the fuck? And looking at the Ford GTs and shit. And looking at the Evo and stuff. And dude, like, Evo looked tracked. Like, that Evo didn't look like it was just a show car. That looked like that fucking, like, they drove that shit, right?
Yeah.
So I went back, I'm like, John, are those yours? He goes, oh, hell no. Those are his. And he points to some, like, Asian guy that was sitting there, right?
Oh, I guess he showed up. Evo.
Yeah, exactly. So he just shows up in the meantime. This Asian guy, he was just sitting there. I don't know who the fuck this guy was, right? And I'm just like, who the fuck is this guy? Where did he come from? Also, did he just happen to be here? Like, okay. And he's talking to this guy. He goes, those 4G. He's like, you're selling them, right? He goes, yeah, I'm selling them this year. He goes, where are you selling? He goes, put them up for auction at Sotheby's in Monterey. And I'm just like, Car Week? I was like, these are going to Car Week, and he's gonna put them up for auction. I'm assuming those are gonna go for $700,000 to $800,000 a pop, and there's 2 of them. I'm like, dude, fucking sick cars, bro. He's like, thanks, man, appreciate it. I'm like, who the fuck was this guy? He's just like,
how do you own not 1 but 2 Ford GTs,
and then an Evo 9? That looks sick, dude. That looked fucking sick. Like, I'm not a fan of, like, it was orange and bright and stuff, but it looked fucking sick, dude. Like, I was like, damn, if Andrew was here, he'd sell his Tesla all over again. Like, holy shit. That was unbelievable, dude. And I was just like, I'm just sitting there afterwards. I'm just like, John, I said to him, like, John, when I woke up this morning and I was coming to Fresno, I didn't think I was going to see 2 Ford GTs, new ones, and Evo 9. Nope, that just didn't cross my head this morning. That's just something I wasn't expecting to see today at all. He just started laughing. And then the Asian guy, when he was talking about, like, I'm selling him this week, John was like, why are you selling both? Keep one, He goes, no, I can make a lot of money off of this, right? And he goes, one has 36 miles on it. I was like,
36 miles?
I was like, what the fuck, dude? What is 36 miles on it, dude? A brand new Ford GT and it's sitting in a fucking hangar in Fresno.
Did they just push it to Fresno or something? Did they just
I don't know. I don't know. Jeffrey, I literally don't know. I have no answers for you.
What the heck?
It was just like, all right, okay, cool. That's fun. It's just fun. It's just like, and then I had the same thought you did. I'm like, yo, I was like, this guy's making, he's getting 4 GTs, like, being an examiner? And then he's like, nah, it's not mine. I'm like, okay, that makes more sense.
Like,
I'm trying to be an examiner.
Yeah, screw commercial pilot. I'm going to be an examiner and buy myself 2 Ford GTs.
Yeah, dude, that was sick. I was just like, that's crazy. And the scene was like, it is Fresno. Everything, especially at that airport in particular, things are old. The hangars are old. The people are old. The planes are old. Everything's kind of old, right? It's old. It's an old, dingy hangar, and it has, like, these sunlights that are blocked by, like, green polyurethane plastic type things. So you get this whole green hue inside this hangar, right? Yeah. And you're just like, it's 2 Ford GTs, an Evo 9, a sick fucking airplane, 3 helicopters, and another airplane. It was a regular, like, airplane type. It wasn't gonna be crazy, but it's just like, it's just sitting here. And you're just like, what? Like, this hangar, what it contains, is worth more than 98% of people's lives.
Yeah, right.
That was just, and it's in Fresno. Like, I mean, let's be honest here. If you're from Fresno, I apologize, but Fresno is the butt crack of California, bro. Ain't nothing happening in Fresno. Ain't nothing going to happen in Fresno, right? Usually people are weird. Usually the things happening there are weird. Most people are on crystal. So it's just like you don't go to Fresno expecting to see shit like that. You expect to see shit like that in Beverly Hills or Monterey or Santana Row. I mean, granted they are heading there, but where were they stored? In fucking Fresno.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna have a hangar in Beverly Hills.
So if you see 2 Ford GTs being auctioned off later this year at Monterey Car Week, just know I seen them first in Fresno. I always tell my students, this, and people who go to Fresno for their check rides and stuff, I'm like, it's never a dull moment in Fresno. I will
You
also
just
say
said it
this.
is always a dull moment.
Yes. Look. Fresno is what I just previously described it at with the meth and the crystal and all that stuff. But it also holds a very special place in my heart. Don't talk shit about my Fresno. I can talk shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been going to Fresno now for the last 5 years, multiple times a year. So I know that place, and I know the people. They're good people there. Actually, I did make fun of the people earlier. Like they're weird. I mean, they're weird, but they're good people. Yeah, some are on crystal.
All right. Well, with that, shall we go to our break?
Is there crystal?
All right, break time. As always, you can check us out at thecurbsidepodcast.com. There you'll find links to all of our places, and you can watch videos there, listen to the podcast there, and find links to all our socials. The Curbside Podcast on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and then Curbside Pod on Twitter.
What do I do again? Oh, the email. The Curbside Podcast at gmail.com, please.
Yeah, dude. Everyone who's listening to the show, thanks for listening. Please share it with your friends so we get more listeners, because I think Parth is starting to lose some motivation here.
No, I'm not losing motivation. I was just asking about analytics earlier.
But yeah, share it with the show, rate the show, share it with the show, share it with your
Share
friends.
with the show. Yes, sir.
Share
it
it
back
with
to us.
Yeah, share it with the show and then rate your friends.
If they share the show to us and they go over to their friend fucking like, Jimmy. Hey Jimmy,
Yeah.
you're a 1 out of 5, bitch. Like
But yeah, so yeah, thank you for everyone who's been commenting and listening. Yeah, but anyway, now back to the show.
Now that we got you loose, oh, I can hear the birds.
All right, back to the show, and it's time for the news.
Also, just to preface, this show is might. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This show might be shorter than typical because Jeffrey's doing me a favor trying to
yeah. So, anyways,
get me to bed.
that sounds
no,
weird.
No.
No.
Like,
no. Anyway.
let me go to sleep. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Fucking talk the news.
All right. So, first bit of news is actually, I guess, something we talked about when it was in concept form, but it's finally out. It's actually out in production form rather quicker than I thought it would be. But the Cadillac Lyric is officially out in production form.
Oh yeah, they're running ads about these motherfuckers every time there's a golfing tournament.
Yeah, dude. I guess because that's the demographic that would buy
Yeah,
this.
right.
But it's the Cadillac's all-electric, I would say, compact SUV.
I like how it looks.
I think it looks really good. And it looks like a Cadillac.
It does look like a Cadillac.
It looks like a Cadillac. So we now know the range on it. It's 312 miles. We now know what the interior looks like, because the last time it was just the concept interior. You know how we were talking about like those big screens? In Apple CarPlay and whatnot? So this one actually has a full 33-inch long screen running from infotainment to like your gauge cluster.
Isn't that
Full on.
the new Escalade?
No, because the Escalade has a screen that like is in front of another screen. If you look it up,
Oh, okay.
So it has a screen just for the gauge cluster, and it looks there's another screen next to the gauge cluster and another screen
I
next to the
see.
gauge
So
cluster.
this is just one big ass screen.
Yeah, so this is one big screen. It's not like Mercedes where we have the hyper screen and it's just 3 screens glued together. It's not like those other cars where it's like one screen for the gauge cluster, one screen for the navigation, and they put it next to each other with a black bar in the middle, and it's a screen. No, this is a full 33-inch wide screen.
You know, motherfuckers a few years ago didn't even used to have TVs in their homes this big.
Yeah. And now look at this. And the cool thing is, the edges of the screen actually curve with the infotainment display, so it's not like a square thing in whatever shape. But you know how we were talking about like infotainment being garbage and whatnot?
Yeah. Are they using
Good
the
news.
CarPlay?
No, this is
No.
it probably will have it does have CarPlay. I see it on the screen.
Yeah.
But the base of this infotainment runs on Android.
Oh, okay.
It just runs on Android. So you get over-the-air updates. It's going to run smoothly. You get Google integrated stuff. And just like the Hummer EV, graphics on this display come from the Unreal Engine.
Oh, that's pretty sick. Isn't the performance, the Y that Andrew bought, about the same price as this?
That's what I wanted to get to. So this is very, very competitively priced, okay? It starts out as a rear-wheel drive. You can get dual motors. It starts at $62,990. A Model Y long range starts at $65,990.
You know the... Okay, look. As soon as you swap the image, that just looked like a blob on my screen. In comparison
Yeah,
to...
no, honestly, like here's the thing, right? This is where I think Tesla doesn't have to be scared because I feel like they're far ahead in like self-driving. But actually, the Lyric's gonna have Super Cruise, which a lot of automotive journalists are like, this is a lot better than what Tesla Autopilot does on the freeway at least. But anyway, I was thinking that Tesla might just be a little scared now because this car is gonna be cheaper, have similar range. The long range has a 318 mile range. The rear-wheel drive on the Cadillac has 312. It's better designed, in my opinion, a lot better designed.
A lot better,
good.
yeah.
And
The interior is elegant.
the interior
Tesla is functional. This interior is elegant.
interior is gonna be a Cadillac's interior. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be a Tesla's interior. I mean, Tesla interiors look nice, but quality is a bit lacking. We can't blame them for that. It's a new car company. But Cadillac, who's been making cars for 119 years now, knows how to make an interior. And if the big corporations that know how to make cars can make a car with this much range, that looks this good, with such a good interior, for this low of a price, that's when people start thinking, maybe I won't get a Tesla.
Right? It's like, why not this? This looks better. It's cheaper. Shit, I mean, just on looks and the looks of the interior alone, I'd go with, I mean, I would probably go with my own shit in the morning than a Tesla, but that's just, I'm biased, so that's not fair.
It's great.
Look at that. That lights up. That's pretty cool. No, the button, the iDrive looking thing. Interior jewelry.
Yeah, so there's a lot of just like fancy schmancy like Cadillac stuff in the interior, but this car has one of the best light shows. You know how like you walk up to like a Lincoln Navigator and the badge sort of lights up and then the lights turn on like gradually?
Yeah.
Cadillac decided to do that with this Lyric too. And if you guys are listening on podcast, go ahead and look it up. Any automotive journalist who's covered it on video would have shown you this because it's really cool. The video I'm showing Parth is Unbox Therapy's video.
That's crazy.
Which, tech reviewers are doing car videos now.
Yeah.
But here's the startup sequence for the lights on the Cadillac Lyric, Parth. Look at this.
That's like if you're into PCs, that's like a Corsair RGB profile. Like what? That's
so
just like
unnecessary.
That's Rain, the RGB profile on Corsairs. Yeah. That's just the Rain. It just That's sick. That's great. I love that. That's fantastic. I'm a sucker for good lights and good
Yes.
light patterns. That looks great.
So unnecessary, but
Yeah.
what makes us like cars is not utility, whatever. It's all
Unnecessary.
the drama and theater that comes with cars like this.
That looks damn good in gray.
It does.
That looks damn good in that little like slate kind of.
This car looks. I think this car looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm excited for Cadillac's future because of this car. But I also wanted to talk a little bit more about Cadillac's future also further down the line. You know how I always say that I want Cadillac to go back to the old days? Right? Like, Cadillac means
boats?
No.
Okay.
Like, yeah, that level of luxury, the big, giant, like, yachts with like the crazy fancy interiors. Cadillac means the standard of the world, right? At least during that time. And well, in the future, to add to their EV profile, Cadillac's going to have we talked about this, the Celestics. We now know Cadillac's goal for this. It's going to be not to compete with Mercedes or BMW. They're going to be competing against Rolls-Royce and Bentley. It's going to be hand-built, at least the interior and stuff, and it's going to cost around $300,000, people
Mother
are guessing.
bitch. Whoa.
But Cadillac has teased images of it finally, and I think it's going to look dang good. So before we didn't know what the car looked like at all. We just saw a profile-ish, but now we got the wheel, and we have a bit of the stuff from the interior. And look at
that looks fancy
interior.
schmancy, yeah.
Yeah, look at this seat.
Oh, it's got lights on the side.
Yeah, dude, it's good. Look at that, dude. Look at all this nice detail. There it is. Cadillac, standard of the world. It's gonna be a big boat. It's gonna be an EV, and I think it's gonna put Cadillac back to where they should be, at least start to.
I'm telling you, man, these American car companies, there's something about EVs that's like reignited the spark under their ass.
Yeah, dude, seriously. And it's not just us saying it. The market says so as well. The entire 2023 production line of the Cadillac Lyriq is sold out completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sold out.
Wow. I
Yeah, you
mean, in this day and age, though, how many are they making in 2023?
I don't know, but
Or
like-
okay.
Like, ever since Tesla got around, starting with pre-order stuff, I'm like, back in the past, you never really heard of, like, cars selling out at launch and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's alternate news. So we'll go to one of your pieces of news. So what do you got?
Some news. Company called Draco Dragon. Or actually, that's not the company.
Dragon.
The company's called Draco. The car is called the Draco Dragon SUV. Has
Okay.
glimpsed with bold looks and 2,000 horsepower. So if you know, we've
Two-
actually talked about this. The company Draco.
We have.
The Draco
Have we?
GTE, which was unveiled in 2019 at Pebble Beach. I'll show you a picture.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Did it ever come out?
It did. They built 25 of them. Each cost 1.3. They sold them. It's a San Jose-based company, which I didn't remember that bit of it. So they're coming out with this new one, which is an SUV with gull-wing doors. And this is supposed to have the same 2,000 horsepower.
That's insane.
Go to 60 miles per hour in 1.9 seconds.
1.9? That's Tesla Roadster.
1.9. So it's going to be an all-electric version. They're kind of teasing the images here of basically that GTE Draco, or the Draco GTE that they came out with in 2019. They're
Is
saying
it an SUV?
it's priced competitively, yes it is, to the existing supercar SUV segment, targeting cars like the Lamborghini Urus, DBX 707, and the Ferrari Puro Sangue. So that makes me think it's not going to cost $1.3 million each, and it's
Yeah.
not going to be 25. So there could be like a freaking missile on the streets.
I'm always like weary about these sort of electric car companies that come out with just a car with like insane amounts of numbers,
Yeah.
and they don't have the real car.
But Draco delivered with the GTE.
Yeah, that's true.
There was only 25 of them, so how hard is it really to deliver?
Yeah,
Especially, You're charging $1.3 million starting
Yeah.
for each of them.
Just because of that, people are going to buy it. People with money, just because of that, or just, I
Yeah.
have the money, so I'm going to buy it. But when
Yeah.
you're targeting like a bigger audience like this, like I think these car companies have got it all wrong, right? They always want to target like the 2,000 horsepower, the $300 million car and whatnot, and then most of these companies end up going bust.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree. Let's see. Because I honestly do think, I kind of agree with you. Selling less cars for more money is easier than, because of that, like you said, that factor
Yeah.
of like, oh, it's rare, I want it, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how they do if they're actually planning on ramping up production and
Yeah.
making this. I mean, $200,000 car. We're not going to say it's like as available as a Tesla, but
Yeah.
shit, it's going to be more than 25. You know.
Yeah.
So let's see how they sell. The next bit of news: Americans, congratulations, you're willing to move. Not in terms of
What?
exercise. Not
Okay.
in terms of exercise, but in terms of how far are you willing to go to get a new car. A Subaru dealer in like Kansas, Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky, conducted a survey in which they asked about 3,000 people from different states how far they would be willing to go to get a car in this current automotive climate that we find ourselves in with. So, on average, in the United States, Americans are willing to travel a distance of 469 miles to get their next car.
469 miles.
Yeah. Alaska's at the highest at 722, but also it's Alaska.
Well,
so
it's Alaska.
it's
They ain't
either-
all their cars are frozen.
Yeah,
They gotta come here for a warm car.
Either they go here for a warm car or they're riding a penguin to work. So it's like they don't got much of an option. But what this article did say was that this is a bit of an increase over whatever data that they
bit.
do have than previous. I'm assuming the old car market, the pre-COVID car market.
You know what I do? I go
Uh.
on Car Gurus, Auto Trader, and I set the max distance to like 50.
I do 500.
500? Nah,
'Cause
dude.
I just do all of California.
If you're actually looking for a car, though,
Yeah, I mean, depends.
if I'm actually looking for a car to buy, it's 50 miles. I ain't driving
Depends on the
that
car.
far.
Depends on the car. Like if you're buying like a family SUV or some shit like that, yeah, bro, I ain't going fucking out of state.
Yeah.
But something a bit more special, maybe something more performance that maybe you want. Yeah, I'll go to SoCal.
Yes, okay, yeah.
You know. So it just kind of depends. So the people who are not willing to move much at all is Vermont.
Oh, good.
Yeah, at 266 miles. Isn't that the size of their state? 286.
Maybe. They're smart.
Yeah.
All right, more news. You know how we were talking about how Sony back in the last episode that we released. Odd timing for these episodes. You know how in the beginning of the year, but the last episode we released.
Yeah, you were talking about Sony making a car?
Yeah, Sony made a car for CES, and they were talking about creating this company called Sony Mobility and maybe creating electric cars or something, right?
Uh-huh.
Apparently, they're actually moving forward with that even more because there's news that Sony has actually signed a deal with Honda
Oh.
for a joint venture that's going to be Sony Honda Mobility Inc. So a whole new company, Sony
Okay.
Honda Mobility Inc., which is interesting.
Don't like the name Mobility.
Yeah, but they're going to be making
Scooters?
probably but probably electric cars, EVs by it looks like 2025. But you know how we were talking about how like just leave the car companies to make the car and the infotainment technology stuff, leave it to the infotainment technology companies.
Yeah.
Well, there
Ah.
it is. Yeah. Honda make the car, and then Sony they make all the screens. They're gonna have like OLED. You're probably gonna have like
50-inch OLED in this car.
50, OLED in the car, baby.
Yeah.
PlayStation 6 built into the car. Backup camera is going to be a Sony Alpha Sense. It's going to shoot 4K, have image stabilization. Vloggers are
selfie
going to
mode.
use it. Yeah, dude, yeah. Last piece of news I want to wrap up. It's EV news, but it's more design news because the actual car and its specs haven't actually come out. But the way it looks, the way the interior is going to look, has. You know Hyundai's brand Ioniq?
Yeah, I know somebody who just bought one.
Do you like the way the Ioniq 5 looks?
It's good. I wouldn't personally buy one, but it's alright.
Yeah. I don't hate
But
the way it looks.
dislike it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm in the
it
same
looks
boat.
it looks different.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look boring.
Yeah.
Which these days is hard to find. So, Hyundai's Ioniq 6, the design has been released, and it looks
Okay.
interesting. So, Parth, I want to present you with the Ioniq 6.
What the fuck? Can you
What
tell
is
me
it?
why all of these look like Volkswagens?
Yeah, it has a front end of kind of like a Volkswagen. It has the profile of, I think, of a CLS from back in the day.
Even the 5 has a bit of like kind of Passat to it. Not Passat.
Does it
but
really?
I feel like there's been many times that I was like, wait, VW came out with an electric? I'm like, oh wait, that's the Hyundai. Like I just see this is such VW vibes. Maybe it's the square headlight? I don't know. I just really feel like Hyundai with their Ioniq is giving off like Passat vibes. Or like, sorry, VW vibes. Like you swap that out for a VW badge and I'm like, yeah.
I don't know. Profile, I think, looks interesting. It's like roundish. It's like
That's my
like-
thing. That's what I was. If maybe it looks better in person, but if they
Yeah.
would have just cut the roof line down, like just lowered it
it's
a
very,
little bit.
it's very, yeah. It has a high roof line for the way the
Yeah.
car looks. But I've seen videos of this car. The back end, when it's dark, right, when you
Yeah.
can't really see the cars all too much, the back end and all the lights are on. It looks like a 911.
I can see
Like it
that.
straight up looks like a 911.
Which is a VW.
I don't hate it.
I think they
I
should
don't-
have just lowered the roof line a little bit.
Yeah, if they lowered the roof line on this, it would look amazing, I think.
Yeah.
I think it really would. Like this
It
is
just looks like it's a little overinflated.
yeah, it does. Like if they lowered the roof line, it would be like Hyundai's Porsche Taycan.
Yeah,
Maybe.
basically.
The interior's got all these disco lights in it, which is interesting.
A RGB nation.
Funny thing, the steering wheel. You know how these Ioniqs have this pixel theme? The steering wheel has 4 pixels on it, 4 squares on it, because in Morse code, 4 dots is an H.
What does H mean?
Hyundai.
Oh shit! Okay, must be time for bed. Fuck it.
You know,
Yeah.
we throw a lot of hate at the Korean brands, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, it got me thinking, why? You know, because one of my friends, like, why do you hate on Korean cars so much? So here's the analogy I came up for them, okay? Hyundai and Kia, they're like that one kid in school who always goofed off, who did very poorly in class, who just wasn't paying attention, doing all this stupid stuff.
Yeah.
And then they grew up and started making a lot more money than you, right? That's what I
Okay.
think. Like, Hyundai Kia used to make the worst cars out there. The only reason why you even bought a Hyundai Kia was because of that warranty, because it was so good. And the reason why the warranty was so good was that the car was about to blow up the moment you bought it. And then suddenly they have the audacity to make
decent cars.
good cars,
Yeah.
decent cars, like the Genesis line, which look like Bentleys,
Yeah.
the Ioniq 5, which is selling like crazy.
Yeah.
Like I see those everywhere.
I see them everywhere too. Yeah.
Like that and the Kia EV6.
that one I don't like. That's the one with the lights in the grill.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that looks. But like, who does Hyundai Kia think they are?
Should have goofed off at school, Jeff.
Seriously, dude. But that's my sentiments on Korean cars. They don't make bad cars anymore. They really don't. But I still...
You know how many times I've been confused about the Genesis? The Genesis. Collaboration with Genesis. Hennessy.
Ooh.
Genesis. The Genesis, the SUV, the G80? Is that what they call it?
GV80, yeah.
How many times I thought it was a Bentley?
Yeah.
Like, I got close, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is the Hyundai.
Yeah, dude, it was like, oh, dude, it's a Bentayga. Oh, no,
Yeah.
wait, that's a Hyundai?
Like, why would you buy a Bentayga? The Genesis fools decently educated car people like us.
Yeah, and it's not like it looks exactly like a Bentayga. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
But it just gives off the same vibe
It really does.
at like a quarter of the price.
Yeah.
Who do they think they are, dude? Who do they think they are? Anyway, that's going to be our show for this week. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. As always, you can check us out at thecurbsidepodcast.com. Parth is yawning right now.
That was
so-
a huge yawn, dude. Fuck, that was not stopping. I was trying to have it stop. It just wouldn't stop. I swear. Nap Time Podcast. Let's go.
Remember, share the show with your friends. You could listen to us anywhere you get your podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, all that jazz. You can also watch us on YouTube. Go subscribe there, youtube.com/The Curbside Podcast. And follow us on all our socials, The Curbside Podcast, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. No, Twitter is Curbside Pod, and Instagram, The Curbside Podcast.
Thank you to Kid Dope for the intro and outro to our show. Fast Cars involve Wild Hearts.
And my name's Jeff.
I'm Parth.
As always, remember to drive safe, and life is too short to drive boring cars.
Deuce.
Fast cars, wild hearts,